Across the Rocky Mountains, I walk miles and miles. Across the Rocky Mountains, I walk miles and miles. I'll never forget my mother's look. God bless her sweetly smile. He was an old rich farmer who lived in the neighborhood. He had one lonely daughter on her right side. She was both tall and handsome, blue eyes and curly hair. There never was a girl in this wide world with her I could compare. Your cheeks, they aren't too rosy, your fingers are too small. Your cheeks, they are too rosy, your fingers are too small. Your cheeks, they are too rosy, your fingers are too small. Your cheeks, they are too rosy to face a cannonball. My cheeks are not too rosy, my fingers are too small. My cheeks are not too rosy, my fingers not too small. My cheeks are not too rosy, my fingers not too small. And it would not change my conscience to see 10,000 fall. She's walking through the battlefield, searching up and down. Walking through the battlefield, searching up and down. Walking through the battlefield, searching up and down. Among the dead and wounded, her darling Jack she found. She picked him up all in her arms and carried him to the town. She picked him up all in her arms and carried him to the town. Picked him up all in her arms and carried him to the town. She took him to the doctor, safe from the cold hard ground. Thank you. That was one called Across the Rocky Mountain. We took it into a tune called Old Blue Bonnet. They're both Kentucky tunes. The first one came from the playing of Roscoe Holcomb, who's a banjo player from Daisy, Kentucky, and he actually kind of made that one up. He combined a couple old English ballads and kind of constructed a cool song out of them. And yeah, he's pretty much known as a banjo player and a singer, but he plays guitar in the recording. It's pretty cool fingerpick style. You should check it out. And yeah, we take it into that Old Blue Bonnet. But yeah, I kind of first heard the song when I was 10 or 11, something like that. I think it was.
Yeah, and I had the same experience. We both were middle schoolers who were obsessed with old banjo players.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do it for a while, and kind of decided to work on it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so it's really fun.
It's exciting, yeah.
Yeah, and like this, I remember listening to that song so many times as a kid and throughout my whole life, and I never paid attention to the lyrics. I don't know if you all have ever had that experience of like a song you love, but you don't listen to the lyrics somehow. But then as we were working this up, we really heard the lyrics and heard this amazing story that just like kind of, it blew me away to really hear the story behind
cool.
the song I love so much.
Like, what a discovery, like, that it's actually kind of like a cool, like, I mean, there's so many, like, old-time tunes that you might discover, and you're like, oh, that's not that fun. But this one is about this woman who's kind of ridiculed for her rosy cheeks and her little hands, that she wouldn't be able to fight in a war. But then it turns out her husband dies, and she's walking through the battlefield, and she kind of saves his life. I think that maybe in the real story she dresses up as a man to go to war. But it's a pretty cool story. There's not a lot of heroines in old-time songs, so it's pretty cool.
This next one we'll do for you is called Lady of the Lake. It's a tune that comes from Virginia. that last one, Lady of the Lake, as I said, it's a Virginia tune. It comes from the Galax, Virginia area. It comes from a fiddler whose name was Parley Parsons. He was born in 1902. And he was part of that last generation of musicians in Virginia who really played their music very firmly rooted in that style of music of the area that they grew up in. So the music was very, had that signature Galax, Virginia sound to it. And then if you fast forward to today, us learning old time music, it's pretty hard to only learn like the music of your area because we have YouTube and the internet and all these different ways of communicating with other people. And so we learned this tune at a music festival called Clifftop, informally called Clifftop. It's officially called the Appalachian String Band Music Festival, which is in West Virginia. And it's a great gathering of people who love old-time music. A few thousand people show up. There's no real concerts at this festival. It's just about getting together with friends and jamming. Mm-hmm. So we picked that tune up.
Some contests, too.
Oh, yeah, there's some fiddle there's banjo and fiddle, all different kinds of contests.
All instruments.
Yeah, we got that tune at Clifftop many years ago. Heard a friend played it and loved it.
Yeah. Well, I think we have one more for you now.
Yeah.
This has been pretty cool. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Yeah, I think we'll play some Copper Kettle for you now. I think there's some debate about when and where and who wrote this song. But as far as I know, I think it was a part of a kind of a folk musical in the 50s written by someone named Albert Francis Badu. But it kind of became a folk standard over the years. Yeah, it's a fun one. Like singing this. Yeah. All right.
One, two, three.
Get you a copper kettle. Get you a copper bowl. Fill it with new made corn mash. Nevermore you'll toil. You just lay there by the juniper while the moon is bright. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight. Build you a fire of hickory, hickory, ash, and oak. Don't use no green or rotten wood. They'll get you by the smoke. You just lay there by the juniper while the moon is bright. Watch them jugs a filling in the pale moonlight. just lay there by the juniper while the moon is bright. Watch them